Salut! This video will tell you all about the two most crucial verbs in any language, êTRE, to be, and avoir, to have. I will go through how they do their present, as you will need to use this again and again in your French learning journey and beyond. Knowing the present form of these two verbs, avoir and êTRE, will allow you to use them at present, of course, but also to build other tenses such as le passé composé, that we will explore in module 3, but also le futur proche or near future and le futur simple, which we will be exploring in module 4, as well as being used in other special expressions or types of verbs such as les verbes impersonnels, but also la forme passive that we have seen in module 1 and that we will explore the passive form in the last module. So if there was one only thing you had to know in French, this would be it, êTRE et avoir au présent. Let's start with to be, for example, or êTRE, which is the most irregular of all verbs, but also the one you will use the most, which I suppose is a good thing in a way, as using it constantly will help you remember it. So, as you will see in the downloadable document at present tense, to be will do as follows. Je suis will be I am. Tu es, is, will be for you are informal. Il, elle, and on est will be the equivalent of it is, so est, est in this case. Nous sommes, is will be the equivalent of we are. Vous êtes, is, which does sound a little bit like êTRE, vous êtes, êTRE, will be you are in English for a formal or plural you. And finally, il and elle with an s will do ils sont. They are masculine or feminine. Et voilà, that's to be at present tense for you. Unfortunately, there isn't many ways to know this verb, if not to learn it by heart, I'm afraid. But as I said, we use it so often, I'm sure you're already quite familiar with it. A little tip I like to give my students is, remember, êTRE start with a E, êTRE, E-T-R-E. And this will be just like three of the form of this verb at present tense. For example, you have est, is for you are, est, est for il, elle, on, he, she, it, is. And the third one will be êtes for vous, or you, plural, or formal. So you've got three forms starting with an E, just like êTRE. Tu, il, and vous. The three other forms, je, nous, and il and elle with an S, will start with an S. Suis, je suis. Sommes, nous sommes, and sont, ils sont. So you've got three E's, three S. And I have no doubt you already know very well that I am is je suis, which will help you remember that there are three S's. So, 3E, three forms starting with E, 3S, three forms starting with S for the verb to be êTRE. This tip will also help you to remember which one out of êTRE or avoir is to be, and which one is to have. êTRE has the 3E and the 3S, and as an E in to be. To be, E, êTRE, you've got two E's. So that's a little tip. To have sounds like avoir with their have sound that they've got in common. So avoir is to have, and it starts with a, with like avoir. Voilà. Let's have a look at avoir, to have first, before comparing them. I have is j'ai. Logically, it should be je ai. But in French, as we mentioned previously, everything has to sound beautiful. And if it doesn't, we will change something and make it a lot easier for your ears. So, we will come across this quite a few times throughout the course. So we have je ai. Not easy to say. You can try yourself. Je ai. It's not that easy. So we will remove our little E of je and swap it with an apostrophe, the little comma in the air, if you like to call it. And this will give us, instead of je ai, which is hard, j'ai, which is a lot easier to say and to hear. Have a go. Je ai is hard. J'ai is nice, isn't it? So that's why we have this little comma in the air just to replace the I when it doesn't sound right. And again, you will see that a lot in French. Let's go back to our avoir verb. I have is j'ai, ai. You have will be tu as, as, always an S with tu. He, she, and it has, il, elle, and on a. No S. Remember, there is never S with il or elle. Let's carry on. We have, which will be nous avons, O-N-S. Okay? You have, a formal or plural form, will be vous avez, EZ. And finally, they have, il with an S or elle with an S, will be ont, ils ont. And here we are. We've done it. We've done êtres and avoir at present tense. Bravo! You can be very proud of you, as this will allow you to do anything from being able to understand and do the passé composé, Module 3, but also the futur proche and futur simple in Module 4, as well as la forme passive and some of the special structure you need to know for GCSE that we will see in Module 6. Et voilà, not bad, eh? Knowing 2 verbs will help you make 4 tenses and a lot of special structure. So, let's recap before passing into the next lesson on 2 other super important verbs, aller, to go, and faire, to do or to make. Remember, être is to be, and both verbs got the letter I, to be, I, and être, you've got 2 E's. Okay? So that can help you to remember which one is which one. To be is être, as opposed to have, which is avoir. And again, in both verbs, you can hear have. To have, avoir. Être has 3 forms starting with the I, which are tu, il, and vous, and 3 forms starting with an S. But avoir will have 5 forms starting with the A of avoir. The last form being ils ont, also starting with a vowel, but not the A, the O instead. Now, ils sont and ils ont. Which one is which one? We said être has 3 forms starting with a I and 3 forms starting with a S. So here is your answer. Ils sont, starting with a S, will be to be. They are. Ils ont start with a vowel, just like any other present form of the verb avoir. J'ai, vowel, tu as, vowel, il a, again, nous avons, vous avez, and ils ont. Ils ont is they have. So you start with a vowel, which is avoir. But I admit we liaise the S of il with an S with on, making it sound zon. So that's why maybe you are confused between ils sont and ils ont. Okay? So ils ont is they have, because it starts with a vowel, but we do the liaison. And ils sont, S-O-N-T, is they are. That's it. I hope this lesson helped you clarify the logic of the 2 most crucial verbs so much needed in French. Have a look at the test and make sure you are 100% on these 2 verbs before following my next video on other irregular verbs at present. Bravo et à tout de suite. See you later. Merci.